Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here, coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about YouTube. Yes, we have the recent controversy where essentially YouTube has threatened to kick a bunch of smaller creators from the YouTube Partners program if they don't meet a certain threshold by the 20th of February. That threshold is 1,000 subscribers on your channel and 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months. These are probably not going to be easy things to achieve on some of these smaller channels, otherwise they wouldn't be in this particular predicament to begin with. And it's a pretty shitty situation because essentially if you are a smaller content creator, like I've been there. I've been where you're starting from scratch and you're trying to like make a name for yourself. But back in the day when I originally started my YouTube channel, partnering wasn't even an option. It wasn't even an option to become a partner. I don't think the partner program was even open back then. And eventually when the partner program came around to opening, it wasn't even available in Portugal. So for a long while, I was always thinking like, I would really like to make a living out of this, but I don't know how I'm going to, which is also why when I initially started, I also started doing videos on blip.tv, which in my opinion was a website that was operating much better because it essentially it enabled monetization instantly for everyone. I think they would manually look at your channel before they would allow you to monetize the stuff, and then just like, okay, your stuff looks good, boom, let's go, and just start monetizing it. And it was a much cooler, in my opinion, it was a much cooler website also because it allowed you to convert some of your videos, or all of your videos if you really wanted to, into podcasts. It would manage your iTunes RSS feed. It would do a lot. It would give you a lot more services and a lot more platforms that you could put your videos on than YouTube. YouTube is very centralized around itself and doesn't give you a lot of these other services. I mean, sure, they're linked up with Twitch and they will notify people of whenever someone is live streaming or something, but other than that, they don't really do much else. And I'm getting a little bit off topic here because I just got to reminiscing of how stuff was when I got started. But ultimately, the crux of the issue that is happening right now is that YouTube should have had stricter guidelines from the start. And I know that a lot of people aren't really going to agree with that. They're going to say, Rurikhan, what are you talking about? Shouldn't everyone be allowed to monetize? Well, yes. The problem here is that, as we've seen, and as a recent video that I've even made, we have an online community that is extremely toxic. This goes like right hand in hand with the previous video that I made. The online community is so toxic that they will just do some fucked up shit like racist videos, extremist videos. As a matter of fact, it's not even about just small channels, it's about big channels as well. And some of you guys might be thinking that this is because of the Logan Paul situation, which I don't really think that's the case. It's just like, it's bad timing. Essentially, I think this is more about advertising. Most of the bigger decisions that YouTube makes, you can guarantee. It's never really about the content or the amount of people that are watching the content. It's about advertisement. And essentially, they want to make sure that if they partner your channel, you're actually doing interesting content, which is something that they should have done from the beginning if they weren't so friggin' greedy that they got to a point where it's like, look at all these people uploading all of these videos onto our website. You know what we gotta do? We gotta monetize the fuck out of everything. That's what we gotta do. That was like their decision making. They were like, dude, we need to make more money, more money. It's all about that sweet money, that sweet green, baby. We need more of it. And so they're just like, dude, just friggin' partner everything, partner everyone. What, a dude makes a video but likes to make a living about filming shit in the middle of the street, like literally filming dog poop in the middle of the street? Partner that shit, dude. It's original content. People are gonna love it. And that's essentially what YouTube did. They were just like, dude, just partner everyone. And then they realized, oh, man, this was actually a really bad idea. Like, there's some really fucked up racist people making videos on our website, and yeah, there's a lot of really nasty shit going up on the website. And now we're showing Coca-Cola commercials next to it. I don't think the Coca-Cola company is going to be particularly pleased with us. So yeah, and now they've gotten to this situation where they're just increasing the threshold. And to be completely honest, I don't think this is going to solve the problem. because depending on the type of content that you create and depending on the reach that you are able to have as a creator, those thresholds, and I understand for some people those thresholds are going to be hard to get, but overall for people that know how YouTube works, those thresholds are not that hard to get. Trust me on that. And I understand it's very demotivating as a small content creator when you're just starting out and you're like, dude, I just made my first $5 or something along those lines, and you're like, you're starting to see a revenue from all the effort that you've put in, from all the equipment that you've purchased in order to be able to do the videos that you are doing with the quality that you are doing them, with the presentation that you are presenting. You're starting to see the first, the first return on the investment that you've made in order to be able to produce all that stuff. And now YouTube's just like, nah, fuck that shit, dude. You gotta reach this threshold or get the hell out. And all I can tell you is it's only gonna get worse, because that threshold, once people figure out how the YouTube algorithm works and once they know how to exploit it and stuff like that, that threshold's gonna get higher and higher and higher to the point where it's gonna become unreachable and completely unthinkable for a lot of people to make a living off of YouTube, essentially. Like, to give you guys an idea, a channel like mine, it's got like 65,000 or something along those lines subscribers. It's getting a certain amount of views a month. I actually haven't kept up on the views. I know that I have like 1 million something hours watched or something along those lines. But even a channel like mine, which for some of you might look like, oh, it's somewhat of a big channel. Like, look, dude, my channel, tiny. It is tiny, okay, compared to most of the stuff that is out there on YouTube. And a lot of people sometimes like to ask me, why doesn't Rurikhan get more views? Why doesn't this, that, and the other? And it's like, because a lot of my biggest problems on YouTube is that I create content for things that I'm passionate about. And I've mentioned this plenty of times. If I'm not passionate about something, I usually don't want to create content around that thing. Whereas there are people who can totally see this like a job and they'll be like, look, dude, this thing makes money. This is what I got to do. Like for me, if I wanted to make money, my channel would, at this point, this particular channel would strictly be Dark Souls. That's what this channel would be. But there's more to me than just Dark Souls. I mean, I like Dark Souls, I like Monster Hunter, I like Elite Dangerous, which is completely out of the spectrum of Souls. And I like a bunch of other games. I like Zelda. I like friggin' ARMS on the Nintendo Switch, And creating content for such a diverse amount of subjects is actually bad for me. It is bad for me because of the way YouTube works, because the YouTube algorithm doesn't give a damn what you like. It doesn't give a damn if your content is good or bad. The YouTube algorithm gives a damn that you are consistent. That's what it cares. It wants consistency out of you. It wants you to be constantly able to reach thousands upon thousands of hours of views. And if you stray too far from the type of videos that you usually tend to make, the YouTube algorithm is gonna punish you hard. There's no better example than like last week when the Dark Souls remaster was announced. And you guys go look at my videos from last week and you'll notice, every other video would be like 1,000 views, 2,000 views. Dark Souls remaster, 10,000 views. You're like, whoa, what the fuck happened there? That's because the algorithm actually knows that I'm good when it comes to talking about Dark Souls, and therefore it knows that that video needs to be shown to people. But whenever I talk about something else, the algorithm just goes, hey, is Rurikhan talking about Dark Souls? No, fuck him. Bury his video. Bury his video in like the 10th page of search results. That's the way it works on YouTube. And that's why a lot of people will always struggle unless they can really commit to the same subject or the same type of content for long periods of time. That's how YouTube works. And to give you guys an idea, like, look, even after you make it past that whole partner thing, you have a whole lot of other things to look forward to. You have the copyright issues, which again, YouTube doesn't give a damn about you, doesn't give a damn if you're in the right, legally speaking. If you are in the right, legally speaking, and a company comes at YouTube and tells them, this person is violating our copyright, YouTube's gonna be like, yeah, fuck that person. Like, they don't even check your video. They don't give a damn. They don't care. They just straight up don't care because they don't want to have to deal with the hassle. YouTube has never once gone to bat over its creators. It's always gone to bat over the big corporations, the advertisers. That's who YouTube really cares about. On top of the copyright issues, which you will inevitably run into if you happen to do any kind of gaming content on YouTube, you will then have to look forward to the ad-friendly videos, which, to be completely honest, is the most ridiculous thing. Every single video that I've done for like the past year always receives a little tags like, this video is not appropriate for creators. Like yesterday, I did a video talking about positivity. Basically the video was like, why are we so toxic? And the big message of the video is actually trying to get people to be more positive. That video instantly, before it was even released, got flagged as not advertiser friendly. Why? Because it had the word toxic in the title. That's how YouTube works. It's like, it doesn't matter what the actual content of the video is. What matters is what its bot think it is. The bot's like, there's toxic in this video, probably gonna be toxicity, not advertiser friendly. Slap that shit right in there. And it's like, YouTube doesn't care. They just don't care. The one thing YouTube cares about is the adpocalypse. That when it gets to their wallets, that's when you're gonna be seeing YouTube care about stuff. YouTube has a huge issue with discoverability, which is why people constantly exploit titles and clickbait and all of that shit. I try to avoid clickbait as much as possible. Even a lot of my titles as of recent, I would almost consider them to be somewhat clickbaity, even though in reality they're not. But it's like, it's all about the clickbait. It's a clickbait culture, it's clickbait thumbnails, it's clickbait everything. It's like whatever you gotta do to get more views, which is why you get the situations like the PewDiePie situation where he's going off doing like these racist jokes and stuff, and people completely blew it out of proportion, to be completely honest. I don't care about what PewDiePie does or has done. I don't think PewDiePie is racist, okay? People are gonna say PewDiePie is racist. I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, I don't believe that. Sure, has he used the N-word? Yeah, he was probably frustrated as fuck when he did that. And I can't say that I haven't done stuff like that in the privacy. I mean, I haven't used the N-word, but I will say a lot of cuss words in the privacy of my own home and just like whenever something nasty happens to me. But it's like, basically his brain at that moment just went like, oh my God, what's the worst thing that I could possibly say right now? Boom, just completely slipped out. I don't believe he's a racist, but whatever. People are gonna believe what people are gonna believe. Then you have the Logan Paul situation, which essentially this dude films a dead body and then he goes and he's like, oh, it's about sending a message. Dude, fuck you, okay? I've seen the shit that you've done. Like I actually posted a video about a Japanese guy that took the time to watch Logan Paul's videos, because I will be honest, I can't watch Logan Paul's videos because I feel my IQ dropping, okay? My IQ just straight up starts dropping when I start watching that type of content. And that's another thing that YouTube doesn't care about. YouTube doesn't care about dumb content versus intelligent content. As a matter of fact, dumb content gets promoted way more than intelligent content, which is, again, it's a sad thing because YouTube could be this platform to have actual discussion and interaction, and it is in a lot of ways. People learn a lot of shit on YouTube, like how to tear apart things and put them back together and how certain technologies work and how to fix your friggin' consoles, how to fix your TVs. All of that stuff is on YouTube. Like, if you have any single question about any single thing that has ever happened to you, most likely there is a discussion on YouTube about it. But those videos aren't getting that much promotion. Why? Because YouTube's not interested in people being more intelligent and actually questioning what is happening in this platform. YouTube is interested in dumb content. Like Logan Paul's shit, where he's running around through Japan completely disrespecting Japanese culture. It's like, what the fuck? You know, that's the kind of content that gets promoted. That's the kind of content that gets the really big views. And that's the kind of content that people produce. That is ultimately what people are going to produce. The PewDiePie situation. Why do people watch PewDiePie? Because he screamed in front of a camera like a little girl, and somehow people liked watching that. You know, I'm not sitting here defending PewDiePie because I like PewDiePie. I just think that what happened to PewDiePie was fucked up because it was completely pulled out of context. You know, a lot of the stuff that happened in his videos, and that was, you know, criticized by the Wall Street Journal. But personally, I friggin' hate PewDiePie videos. I think they're terrible. But they still got promoted back in the day. I don't know if they still get promoted now. But, you know, it's a whole mess of situations on YouTube, and that just make me not even, a lot of times it makes me not even want to be a content creator here. because I know that if I spend like a certain amount of hours editing a video, talking about intelligent points of view and talking about specific things on a topic that goes into my channel and that is not about Dark Souls, I know that video is never going to get views because the YouTube algorithm has already tagged my channel as Dark Souls channel. So anything that isn't Dark Souls, fuck me. That's how it works. So it's like, I'm sorry if I'm passionate about other things besides Dark Souls, YouTube. You know, I'm so very sorry. But that's the way it works. It's like you find your niche and you just have to stick with it. Like, one of the most intelligent things that I could do right now, and that I might even do, is just completely dedicate this channel to Monster Hunter World. Because I'm going to be playing the crap out of Monster Hunter World when it comes out. And if I just dedicate it just like into that one subject, that would be the most intelligent thing that I could do. Most likely it's not going to happen because I'm also interested in other games like Code Vein. I'm also still interested in playing more, I'm also interested in playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm interested in playing more Elite Dangerous. But that kind of stuff is never going to get the kind of views that something like Dark Souls is. Again, because the algorithm, because YouTube doesn't value content, it values consistency. That's why you're seeing 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time. That's going to increase. Eventually it's going to be 5,000 subs and, I don't know, friggin' 20,000 hours of watch time. And it's going to keep increasing. Because as people figure out ways to exploit the algorithm to get their channels partnered and all this other stuff, and then they start posting, again, this dumb content, it's gonna get worse. And as a parent, I'm like just very concerned over what my kid will eventually watch on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like with all of this dumb content being posted out there, and I already know that in Portugal, a large part of kids, they watch all these other YouTubers that essentially do the same thing as Logan Paul and PewDiePie, and I'm just bringing these two up because they're big examples, easy to check out. There's a lot of channels like that in Portugal that essentially do that. You know, it's not intelligent discourse, it's not intelligent videos, it's just videos that are trying to push for the highest shock value they can in order to get as much attention as they can. And these videos specifically target a very young audience. And I'm scared because like my younger cousin, he actually watches a lot of these people. And it's like, essentially I've been trying to educate him in terms of gaming, right? I've been trying to educate him, like I bought him a 3DS. I bought him Legend of Zelda. I bought him a bunch of games that I thought would be good to educate him. You know what he fucking plays? He played Clash Royale or some other shit on his phone. Some cancerous bullshit. Now he plays like some stupid free-to-play game on PC that is just chock full of loot boxes and other complete and utter garbage. Why? Because these other YouTubers are promoting that type of content. Because it's content where you don't have to think, which is like repetitious, just repetition, repetition, repetition. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to educate my child in a certain way. And this is not just YouTube. Actually, it is a big portion of it is YouTube because it is the YouTubers that are influencing all these children. And then children go to school and they influence other children, and everybody ends up in that same wavelength. And it's like I don't know how I'm going to be able to educate, because I only get to educate my child when he's in the house. Like when he goes to school, he's gonna be exposed to all of these other things, all of these YouTubers that are, you know, speaking to these children and doing this content, which is like cheap, dumb content that does not actually promote any intelligent conversation. It's just about screaming and loud noise and fucking instant gratification. And it's like, how am I going to be able to compete with that with the short amount of time that I will have my kid home? Because that is essentially, you might not understand, but YouTube is going to be a large part of your children's education moving forward. And when you think about it like that, it's fucked up. And it's even more fucked up because YouTube doesn't even care about the fact that it is that platform that children mostly are watching. YouTube really only cares about the the advertisers and how much money they can make out of all this. It's like, I know we've been a little bit all over the place with this video, but it's just something I had to get off my chest. So I'm sorry if you don't agree with a lot of the stuff I've said. It's the beginning of a discussion. Let me know in the comment section if you feel differently, if you think that I'm wrong on anything. Let's talk about it. Thank you guys very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.